Nancy Drew fans, we're back with book 25, The Ghost of Blackwood Hall. Originally published in 1948, this time I have the revised 1967 edition. This is a really fun one, starting with a fantastic first couple of sentences. If I ever try to solve a mystery with a ghost in it, I'll use a smart cat to help me, Nancy Drew remarked laughingly. Cats aren't afraid of ghosts. Did you know that, Togo? We haven't heard from Togo since book 14, The Whispering Statue, where he was introduced as a feisty bull terrier. This time he's a fox terrier who's also an incredible tracker. He helps find some hidden footprints and leads the whole gang to Nancy when she's been knocked unconscious in the woods. This mystery centers on a nervous older woman named Mrs. Putney whose jewelry has been stolen. She agrees to come to Nancy for help because of a funny loophole. Mrs. Putney looked at the jeweler. I cannot speak in your presence, she said haltingly. I was warned never to tell any man or woman of this matter. That's why I brought you to a girl detective, the jeweler said quickly. Nancy's first lead takes her, Bess, and George to New Orleans, where they attend a seance at the Church of Eternal Harmony, and Nancy is then promptly kidnapped. When she returns to the hotel where Bess and George are anxiously waiting, she nonchalantly explains. I couldn't see. A cold, wet cloth was clapped over my face. I was taken to the basement of a vacant house not far away and left there, bound hand and foot. How did you get away? George questioned. I kept working until I was able to wriggle out of the cords. Then I climbed through a window and came straight here. The mystery expands to include a pretty serious band of gangsters, a hoax about starving orphans, and an organ-playing ghost at Blackwood Hall. Nancy and the whole gang work furiously to put all the pieces together, and once again Nancy's in almost constant danger, including several kidnappings and a near-death run-in with quicksand. Several times Nancy realizes that she's in serious danger and almost gives in to panic, but then talks herself right out of it. It's no use, she despaired. Then instantly she added, I mustn't give up hope. This story is filled with highly impressionable people, and both Nancy and the bad guys use the same tricks to their advantage. The gangsters have been holding seances to hypnotize their victims, and Nancy, Bess, and George have 2 fake seances to reverse the effects. This seems pretty mean, as Nancy is actually impersonating dead relatives in the fake seances. Nancy, who apparently forgets that some teenage girls are not as clever as she is, has to stop mid-seance to explain herself. Nancy spoke slowly and in a low monotone. You are to reveal no information to anyone and take no orders from anyone unless he spells or speaks his or her name backward. I don't understand, Sadie said. There are unscrupulous people who seek to take advantage of you. Should Mrs. Egan approach you again, saying, I am Mrs. Egan, then beware. But should she say, I am Mrs. Nage, then you will know that she is to be trusted, even as you trust the spirit of Elias Perkins. Oh, I see now what Grandfather meant, Sadie said, and became silent again. No outfits, but a few meals. Broiled hamburgers at the Emerson College picnic, milk and ham sandwiches after the fake seance, and a lake trout dinner on a date with Ned. The great first sentence is matched by an excellent closing making fun of Bess moment. Say, said George laughing, we learned enough about magician's tricks to go into the ghost business ourselves. How about fitting up a studio at Blackwood Hall and running seances? Beth shivered. No thanks. We've just learned that it never pays to flim-flam in the public. Anyway, it's much more fun to catch the people who try to do the flim-flamming, Nancy said, smiling. Next up, the clue of the leaning chimney.